Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Joy Gym, where every weekday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Today, those mental exercises, they involve a guided breathing exercise and a guided meditation. Today, on Take a Breath Tuesday, we're going to focus more on the guided breathing exercise portion of it. Ah, one moment, please. Thank you. And but normally we do guided meditations that change every day. Monday is around mindfulness. Today, Take a Breath Tuesday, like I mentioned, we'll be doing a breathing exercise. Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, we'll do compassion. Thankful Thursday, we'll practice gratitude. And Freestyle Friday, we will switch up the meditation. With today's guided breathing exercise, what we're going to do is or actually let's take a step back and talk about the why the why behind doing a guided breathing exercise. So I don't know if you all have ever noticed when we have certain emotions like potentially fear. Maybe we're very fearful of something to we can increase our breath rate. I know, like, there have been times where I've gotten very nervous and had, that hyperventilating panic attack. Our breathing changed because of our emotional state. Or when we're stressed, also, we tend to breathe higher up and our bodies take in less oxygen, have more shallow breaths. So we know that breathing is tied to emotions. And our breath rate changes as we have certain emotions, as we experience certain emotions. The reverse is also true. Practicing or potentially purposefully changing our breathing can help bring changes to our emotional state. It is not always guaranteed, but it can be proven to be a very effective strategy to help ground us and center us in the midst of difficulties. In today's guided breathing exercise, we're going to do one that I learned from The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk. What we'll do in this guided breathing exercise is we'll try to breathe fully expanding our lungs. So our lungs, or our respiratory system, the system that allows us to breathe, goes all the way down to a little bit below our belly button. So as we breathe, we're going to try to expand from our belly button up through our chest. Get as much air in as we can through our lungs. And we'll breathe out slowly through our mouth, trying to reverse the process, trying to get as much air as we can out all the way down to the belly button. And then once we've breathed all the air out of our lungs, we'll pause for a slight moment before we breathe in again. This guided breathing exercise is different from some of the normal guided breathing exercises I do in this room, because this one will be self-guided. So instead of me having a count, or saying when to breathe in, when to breathe out, in this one, we will actually leave it to each and every one of you to breathe at your own pace. Take in air as fast as you would like. Breathe out as fast as you would like. The typical rule of thumb is for deep inhales and long and slow exhales. And don't forget the pause in the middle. We will do this for around 3 minutes, and you will hear me repeat the instructions occasionally, just so we're all on the same page, or if people are just joining, they can catch in with what we're doing. And then we will wrap up and get ready for a great session tomorrow as well. So, let us begin. Well, hello, and thank you for joining in today's guided breathing exercise. To begin, I'd like to invite you to find a comfortable position. You can be seated, standing, or lying down, as long as you have a position that's comfortable for you. If possible, I'd like to invite you to find a position where your spine can also be erect, but not rigid or tense. When you are ready, I'd like to invite you to close your eyes or lower your gaze if it is safe to do so, and if you feel safe doing so. In today's guided meditation or guided breathing exercise, we will breathe in slowly through our nose, trying to expand our lungs as much as possible through our stomach and our chest. We will breathe out slowly through our mouth, trying to get the air out of our lungs that we can without straining or over efforting. And then once the air is out of our lungs, I'd like to invite you to pause for a brief moment before you breathe in again. We'll do this for around 3 minutes. Breathing in through our nose, trying to get as much air as we can without straining or forcing ourselves, and breathing out through our mouth, gently trying to release as much air as we can. And once we've breathed out all of the air of our lungs, taking a quick pause before we breathe in again. When you are ready, I'd like to invite you to let go of this practice. When you are ready, you may slowly flutter your eyes open and look around the room to better ground yourself in the space that you are in. Today, we practiced a guided breathing exercise. We first talked about how our emotions can change our breathing. Like if we are experiencing very difficult or intense emotions, or even stress, how it can make our breathing more shallow. We used, then we talked about how this principle of our emotions changing our breathing works both ways. Our breathing can at times influence and change our emotions. This is a big premise of the way in which we practice guided breathing exercises here as the Joy Gym and incorporate them into actual mental exercises, so to speak, for when we feel uh, difficult emotions or intense emotions, thoughts, or sensations. We practice a technique where we breathe in through our nose, try to expand our stomach or our lungs as much as possible, and breathed out through our mouth until we reached or we breathed out all the air that we had. And we simply paused for a moment before we began the process. Thank you all so much for joining today's session. Great job. And keep up the good work. And that concludes our session for the day. Any announcements? Yes. Tomorrow at noon, I will be the headliner for the Kaleidoscope Conference, which is all around a conference uh, fostering intersectionality throughout our communities. I'm really excited for it. It's going to be a great conference. They also will have conversations all around trying to cultivate joy and empathy. And given that we are here at the Joy Gym, we couldn't be a better partnership. We'll actually be practicing these tools, ways to cultivate joy and empathy, through our laughter yoga exercise, which we'll be doing again at noon Eastern Standard Time. Anything else? Yes, the theme will be empathy inside out, which I really love that idea, as well as it's. I always see all these different articles about like how empathy can make great leaders. Sometimes I feel like we don't really know how to cultivate it, like kind of like said, inside, starting here and then bringing it out. So very excited to see how the conference is going to go. Very excited to be a part of it, and hope you all can join when you are ready. Is there we oh yes, just keep tuned. We are going to have some additional announcements coming our way soon. Make sure that you follow us on LinkedIn at Jamal Washington, CPC. You can follow us on YouTube or subscribe to us on YouTube at Our Joy Gym, and you can follow us on Clubhouse at Mindful Meditators. So that's all I have for you all today. Thank you so much. I love you, and may you find ease.